Okay, so I've just received the new Speedglas Adflo world helmet. It's the G5-01. I ordered this as I'm having some issues with my FX. To be fair, with my FX, the Adflo unit is like 4 years old. When you move it, you can feel the fan isn't, is sort of moving on the bearings a little bit. So on the FX, the Adflo unit is obviously problematic. But the FX is such a well-made helmet. It is a bit like Trigger's broom, but it is absolutely indestructible. And I've got this system out today, and I'm a bit underwhelmed, to be honest with you. This kit is the best part of 1,300 quid, more or less, depending on where you buy it from. You'll see online prices are a bit dearer, but let's start with the Adflo unit. It looks the same. Everything seems to be very similar, but straight away, this is thinner. This top section here is thinner than my old Adflo, and I will do a proper comparison video between the two. Another thing I noticed, this you run this comes with a heavy duty battery, so that's what it's got in it, and you can see, without putting very much force at all, the bottom section of this Adflo unit is already wobbling. And I'm sure we all do it. I definitely do. It doesn't take a lot to knock these batteries out once they're a month or two old. So quite often you'll see mine with electrical tape, just 2 wraps, just to hold the battery in. But to see that moving like that when it's brand new out of the box today, is quite, not alarming, but it doesn't speak of the build quality of old, really. And thinning the top section here down, I just don't think it's going to have the same amount of longevity as my my old system, which has done 4 years of absolute abuse. Another thing I noticed, these motors are the same, but instead of saying made in Germany, it now says made in EU. So I'm pretty sure the old ones are made in Germany. Looking at this here, it doesn't actually say where it's made, so that'll have to be some investigation. Most 3M stuff is Sweden, like the Speedglas stuff is Sweden. The battery's assembled in Germany, so that means it's definitely Chinesium. As all cells are, more or less. The filters are exactly the same, obviously, as the standard filters. Made in Canada, them ones. So that goes in there. Looks like we're making good contact all the way around, which is another important thing with the filters. This is meant to be a heavy duty helmet, but it comes with a plastic hose, which I just find a bit pointless, really. I have got my FR sleeve, proper Speedglas one, which is like a 45 quid bit of flame retardant material, but that'll be going straight on there because that won't last 2 minutes otherwise. This is meant to be the heavy duty helmet. That's what gets you. Right, second thing, on the old FX, because that's what I'm comparing this to. I know it's a new helmet and they still do the FX, but they've changed the FX as well, which I don't like. On the FX, this used to be situated to the side, which was really nice, because it meant that instead of the tube dragging down the middle of your back, it just went down the shoulder and didn't touch you. Now this is a bit more central, and what I really don't like is on the FX, this tube used to be a proper piece of rubber, and I've never had a hole in it or anything. And I work in some pretty crap places, and some pretty tight spaces as well. So I can't see that lasting 2 minutes, especially if you're laying on your back against metal. You're going to end up damaging this, and I bet that is not a cheap part from 3M. I don't like this big rubber head thing. Alright on a TIG helmet, no good on this. You're going to be wearing a balaclava or a pro band hood, or, you know, a welding cap. That's no good. Luckily it comes with another one there, which you can see. Face shield, the face seal is different to the new FX ones, which I'm having issues with. It's a slightly better design, but it's very tight up here. It hasn't got a lot of give in it. Maybe I can adjust that. it does seem to go somewhat round the head, but not all the way. So it still isn't going to completely seal at the top of your head up here. The old seal on the FX used to hook onto this part of the headband, so it literally sealed against your hair or against your hood or whatever, and you couldn't get any shit in here. But now it only comes to the sides. Try and show you where it is. It only comes to here, so there's still a chance of dust getting in here, although a lot harder than with the new FX seals, which are pants, absolute shite, and I have wrote to 3M telling them so. The headgear appears the same more or less to the FX, but another issue with the face seal is, and this was so good about the FX, these Speedglas helmets rip your hair out for fun. It's what they live for. With the FX face seal, you get a couple of poppers and a bit of suede goes across there, and it stops any hair from being pulled out, and it's lovely. They've done away with it. So now you're back to every time you slide the helmet on or off, your hair gets in there and it rips it out. So if you want to be bald at the sides, get one of these. I'll be doing something, cutting some suede with poppers to go in there. I can't live with that. I don't always wear a Pro Band hood, because after a while that starts pulling my hair anyway. Onto the general construction of the helmet. The sort of design of it is very similar to the FX. It's kind of got a bit of friction when you get down to about there, which will probably be alright when it's on your head. The lenses are pretty similar, if not the same. It's got this bit for a torch. Generally though, build quality ain't as good. You can just hear there's bits rattling, there's bits creaking. It's not as solid a helmet. This is so thin here, and I think I'm going to change it out for the neck guard and probably get the extended guard that comes back right over this tube to somewhat protect it, which means spending more money with 3M. But yeah, general impressions. 1200 quid is a lot of money for this. This feels more like a 600 quid helmet. There's not a lot of difference between this and the Chinese ones that Lincoln are bashing out. This is pants. I can't percept any sort of difference wearing the helmet when you change it from face to visor. I mean, you can feel a slight draft when you put it visor. You can feel a slight draft coming down, and this side seems to do more, putting it from the top to the bottom. But the control on this side is freaking useless. To be honest, I'd prefer the air going against the visor, because otherwise it's drying your eyes out. This on the front, I mean, you can just see how much it's bending. It's real thin. Not overly impressed for the price of a used car. Yeah, a lot of money. Why couldn't they do that a bit further as well? I don't know. But there you go. That's my quick 8-minute review on this helmet. Very overpriced. Not like the Speedglas of old. The filter looks great though. It's very, very clear. I haven't tried it welding yet, obviously. I'm still in the hotel room. Seems that this must come off to the side. I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that. So, yeah, plasticky. So, we'll see how we get on tonight with it when it actually gets put to use. You're either going to love it or hate it.